We did Stump the DJ yesterday, so let's get some highlights to you here.
And Rick writes, here's a classic, husband and wife at the doctor's. Doctor takes the husband first. Husband says, Doc, I'm a little embarrassed, but I have trouble getting an erection with my wife.
Oh, boy.
So the doctor checks his blood pressure and says, okay, well, now let me go see your wife. So the wife comes in, and he says, okay, I want you to disrobe and then turn around slowly. So she does as the doctor tells her. Says, all right, now turn around in the other direction. And she does. Says, okay, you can get dressed now. I need to talk to your husband. So the husband comes back in, and the doctor says, you can relax. There's nothing wrong with you. I couldn't get an erection either. So Jack is dating Paul. He takes her out 5 times before they finally get back to the apartment, right? Uh-huh. So they're fooling around on the couch. They move to the bedroom. They have sex. After it's done, Paula glances over the nightstand, and she sees that his box of Trojans is sitting there. It's a 12-pack, but there's only 5 left in there. Mm-hmm. So she says, what happened to the rest of them? He says, well, I masturbated into them. She says, all right. She's kind of curious because she's never heard that before. So the next day she's hanging out with a few guy friends, and she says, do you guys ever do that? And they say, oh, yeah, all the time. She goes, really? You masturbate into condoms? They said, oh, no, I thought you were asking if I ever lie to my girlfriend.
My wife was on her deathbed and told me she had something to confess. I said, no, you don't. Everything's fine. She says, no, let me die in peace. I want you to know I had sex with your brother and your best friend and his best friend and your father. I said, honey, I know all about it. That's why I poisoned you. Close your eyes.
All right, so Paul and Al go to a bar. Uh-huh. Paul gets up and goes to take a piss. Al follows. Al looks over at Paul and just goes, Jesus Christ, Paul, how do you get it so big? Paul goes, well, if I go to bed, I beat it against the headboard. So Al goes home. He's about to go to bed. So he starts beating it against his headboard.
And my wife says, Paul, is that you?
Doug has an Irish joke for us. He says, while reading an article last night about fathers and sons, memories came flooding back to the time I took me son out for his first pint. Off we went to our local pub, only 2 blocks from the cottage. I bought him a Guinness. He didn't like it, so I drank it. Then I got him a Kilkenny's. He didn't like that either, so I drank it. Finally, I thought he might like some Harp Lager. He didn't. I drank it. I thought maybe he'd like whiskey better than the beer, so we tried a Jameson's. He didn't like it. What could I do? I had to drink it. By the time I realized he just didn't like to drink, I was so drunk I could hardly push the stroller back home.
Stump the DJ. Go ahead.
All right. Pat and Patty, they're Irish, and they go into the church. And they're going to talk to Father Mulcahy in the confessional. So Pat goes into confessional and says, Father Mulcahy, I'm sorry, I've sinned. I committed adultery. Father goes, oh, was it Mary O'Reilly? Goes, no, Father, it wasn't. Well, was it Kathy O'Connor? No, Father, it wasn't.
Okay, he comes out of confession. His buddy goes, so what did Father give you?
What did Father give you? 2 Our Fathers and 3 great leads.
Yeah, right?
Hey, winning joke from yesterday?
Well, the father of 5 children won a toy at a raffle. So he calls his kids together and wants to know who should have the present. He says, who's the most obedient? Who never talks back to mother? Who does everything she says? And all 5 small voices answered in unison, okay, Dad, you get the
toy. Paul and Al, mornings on 94. HTY. Metal live here with the Metal Zone. Tonight at midnight, get 3 full hours of ear-splitting, head-banging heavy metal with Scarpetti. The longest-running metal show in the universe is on your home of rock.